Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's Sportwrap show. I am your host, Brian Munango, unpacking the latest sports news. Well, as we saw yesterday night, Sevilla found the Europa League magic formula on Wednesday. Last night, that is beating Roma 4-1 on penalties after a 1-1 draw to make it 7 wins in 7 finals. That is a very fantastic win for them there. We saw Mourinho definitely leaving the said one, and the words at the end of the match were, "You are not the special one in this competition." Well, the hit list is up next after the break. Well, Alex Forbes partners with TB Academy. Employee Benefits Group Alex Forbes has partnered with Namibia's Technical Basketball Academy, TBA, to empower young individuals by supporting their growth through sports and life skills training. The TBA is making waves on the outskirts of Windhoek North, Namibia, with its after-school sports program founded in 2015 by Taites Moahafa. The academy has become a beacon of hope for students aged 7 to 19. With a strong focus on basketball and life skills training, the TBA aims to empower African youth and shape them into responsible citizens. Well, National Paralympic Committee (NPC) Secretary General Michael Hamukwaya says the recently released International Paralympic Committee standing will guide the selection of athletes who will represent Namibia at the upcoming World Para-Athletics Championship. The NPC recently concluded its World Para-Athletics 2023 European Grand Prix of Jesolo, Italy, and Notwil Grand Prix in Switzerland. This formed part of the 10th anniversary of the WPA Grand Prix, and the NPC used the opportunity to improve its athletes' ranking ahead of the IPC World Para-Athletics Championship slated for France in July 2023. While the 2023 MNZ Motor Stella Rally was launched on Monday evening in the capital, Richard Slamet, chair of Windhoek Motor Club, had a chat with Tilman from NTV, that is, to just give us an update of the 53rd version of the iconic race that starts tomorrow.
Welcome, Mr. Richard Slamet of the Windhoek Motor Club, Chairman and the Organising Committee of the 2023 MNZ Motors Tara Rally that's going to kick off on Friday morning at Tony Race Club. Not Race Club, but Raceway. Richard, tell us a bit more about after this long wait.
Yeah, Tilman, it's been a long wait, and yet again the Tara Rally is going to take place. Unfortunately, or I don't know if I must say unfortunately, but last year was the last time that Total was able to sponsor the event. Lucky for us, we had the MNZ Motors Group that just stepped up to the occasion. They rose to the occasion and they stepped up, and they became our main sponsor for this event. So thank you so much to MNZ Motors for making this event possible. I must say that I do think this is going to be a very, very good rally. It looks like all the stages are already set out. The stages look very, very interesting. There's definitely some fast stages, but there's also some very technical and difficult stages. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be the winner come end of the day on Saturday.
Richard, for all the petrol heads like myself, I think this is the occasion for the year for rally. And this year, okay, last year it started at Tony Race the Friday morning. It finished there the Friday evening. This year it's going to start the Saturday morning and finish there the Saturday afternoon. But this year the Tara is going south towards Rehoboth with excellent stages, as I've heard earlier. And how many kilometers are we looking at for the without only the super
So we're looking at the super special stages at the Tony Rose Raceway, but the special stages, as we call them, that means all the racing kilometers, is just under 200 kilometers in total that the Tara is going to be this year. We're traveling a bit over 300 kilometers in total, but that includes the open sections. So we're looking at racing just under 200 kilometers, which Tielman, in Namibian standards, or what we know as our local rallies, that's about double of what we need for a national championship event. So it definitely is going to be a tough rally. Like I said, definitely going to be fast. We're starting on Friday morning at the Tony Rose Raceway. We're going to pull away the first cars, and we finish again back at the Tony Rose Raceway Saturday just after lunchtime, and then Saturday evening we have the prize game.
Richard, just below 200 kilometers in 2 days, that is not easy. It's going to take its toll. The Cat Tara is going to have her nails out for the competitors, for the teams. 200 kilos in 2 days, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, definitely not, Tielman. I must be honest that we've always expect the fastest cars to win these rallies, and yes, those are the cars that obviously often attract all the spectators. They're going to be the ones racing up in front, trying to get the best possible times, but they must be careful because the Tara always comes out, and we say the cat bites, and it can be that some of these very fast cars would not be able to finish the rally, and like last year we had one of the Class S1 cars that finished first in the rally. So who knows what 2023 is going to hold when it comes to the end of the day.
Richard, you just mentioned it, Steven Monovic with that Gelo Pampoen baksteentjie karretjie of his, that Mitsubishi, and his wifey Georgine van Zyl from the S1 class winning the Tara, with Peter Greef and JP Robertson in second place. And in the first place, I can't remember if it was the Island Boys or was it
Dirk Redman?
Was it Dirk Redman and Flippy Liebenberg?
Yes.
And in the second place was the Bischoff brothers.
The Bishop brothers, yeah.
This year they're racing with another bakkie. They've sold the NP300 with V8. What is that engine?
It's a Lexus V8.
Lexus.
So that bakkie was originally built by Jan Kritzinger and ridden by Jan Kritzinger, then the late Jan Kritzinger, then his son Rian Kritzinger took it over, eventually sold it to the Bishop brothers, but Rian is back in that bakkie, he bought it back, so the bakkie is back to its original owners, and definitely Rian, no slouch behind the steering wheel, one of our best drivers. He's going to be very fast, so it would be interesting to see what Rian in the bakkie can do against Ewald Bishop, which owned that bakkie before and built something very similar now. So it would be interesting to see the two of them. And then obviously the rookies in the class, Eko Eisenberg with Rassi Ritz as his navigator from M&Z Motors with a brand new built Jack bakkie, also with a V8 Lexus motor in. They are going to definitely start it off slow because they're rookies, they don't even know what pace notes are all about, they're still learning. But I think towards the end of the rally, they might even become a threat.
Richard, if this menu is not enough to get any petrolhead and enthusiast up in arms to Friday morning, then I don't know.
Definitely, Tielman, and that's only in the off-road class. In the rally class, we have the likes of Alan Martin in a very quick R5 Skoda, and now Wilder Dippenaar also acquired an R5 Fiesta. So those are some of the fastest cars, the similar spec, or very close to the spec they were used in the World Rally Championships. So it's some of the fastest rally cars you can get in the world are going to take part in the Tara Rally. It would be interesting to see what our Alan and Wilder are going to just push each other, and then obviously, like I said, we're going to have the guys just waiting for one of those two dogs to drop the bone so that they can pick it up and walk away with it.
Richard Slimer, thank you very much. Goosebumps all over. Looking forward to this. And US Windhoek Motor Club, the organizers, the owner of the Tara Rally, invite the public. Just a word from yourself, inviting them.
No, I just want to definitely invite you guys. If you don't have anything planned for this weekend, come out and support us. And even if you do have something planned, cancel that. The Tara Rally only comes once, and this is one of the oldest rallies in the world, definitely the oldest rally in Africa. By far the biggest motorsport event, the flagship event of Namibian motorsport. So make your way out to the Tony Rose Raceway. We're going to be in and around Windhoek, all the way down south to the Rehoboth. back to Windhoek and back to the Tony Ras Raceway. Friday evening is the super special stages where the cars go head to head. So come out, support the Windhoek Motor Club and the M&Z Motors Tara Rally for 2023.
Mr. Richard Slamet, thank you very much. God bless till next time. I'm Tilman Flil from NTV Sport. Till the next time.
Thank you.
Well, I think everyone definitely is excited for the Tala Rally that's coming up. Well, we visit the marketplace, and after that we'll be back with the zoom in. Well, the rookie driver Loic Berthfield finished his first rally in March this year. Berthfield and his navigator Johan Steyn will compete in the very first Tala Rally this year with their purpose-built 2x4 Century Racing CR6 car. Well, we have a video for you that you can enjoy just after this.
Today I'm here at visiting Loic Berthfield. He started rally this year. This is his weapon of choice, a century built CR6 with a V8 7-liter Chevy engine. Loic, welcome to NTV.
Thank you for coming here.
You experienced your really first rally race earlier this year in March, when you're doing the in Comas in South Africa.
That's correct.
With this monster behind us.
That's correct.
Can you tell us a bit more about that endeavor?
Yeah, it was a big eye-opener for me. It was as you mentioned, it was my first participation into a cross-country rally in South Africa and all together. I had basically 45 minutes of testing, getting to sit in the car prior to the race, but was very, very challenging sitting at the start of that race with all the pro teams around you. And the goal was simply just to bring the car back home. And so I took it very easy. As feeding the car as we got along, it was a long race over 7.5 hours of racing on a Friday and Saturday, and we brought the car home. I was very, very happy. I learned an enormous amount along the way as we were doing different type of stages, and I'm very happy that it went well. I'm very happy.
Loic, luckily the Tara is it's just less than 200 kilometers over the 2 days. A lot of stages, you don't have a lot of kilometers to get into the swing of things, getting the hang. What is your expectations of the Tara?
For our debut here in Windhoek in Namibia, I'm doing the race with my colleague Johan Steyn. We are also new to the sport, and for us the challenge will be to get into all these stages. Some of the stages are quite short. Once the stage starts, to get warm again into the car and get the feel for the car. That will be a challenge for us. And of course, over 2 days, with I think over 18 stages, it will be very, very tiring for sure. It will require all that concentration and have fun, bring the car home. That's the main aim of it. That's the main aim, is to have fun and bring the car home. And that's it.
Loic, as rookies, a bit nervous?
Yes, for sure. When I wake up at night, I start thinking about the race. I can't go back to sleep again.
Yeah.
But once the flag drops, you forget all of that, and you're in that moment enjoying having the car drifting on its side. It's an enormous amount of fun to hear that V8 roaring just a few centimeters behind you. It is something really special, really special.
That roar of a V8, that's the best possible sound after the screaming of a V12 engine.
Definitely, definitely, and especially the hitting these gear changes at high revs, it is something magical with that sequential gearbox there. It is really, really great.
The six-peak sequential.
Yes.
Lloyd, thank you very much. Good luck for the Tara, and I believe you're going to keep on racing in Namibia with this monster.
Yes, definitely. We are very excited to participate at the rest of the races for the year, and again, thank you for the organizers of the Tara Rally. We did an amazing job, and we are looking forward to be part of a whole crowd.
Lloyd, thank you very much. I'm Tilman Vlul for NTV. Till next time, goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, hopefully Bethfield can have a wonderful Tala Rally race there. Well, our special Lejol Rugby segment is up next. Well, John Smith, who won the World Cup in 2007 with the Springboks, and Schalkbrits, who also won the World Cup in 2019, speak on this year's Rugby World Cup, and this is what they have to say.
Yeah, I can't wait. We've got a real team that can go a double. I can do it back to back, and it's wonderful to be able to. I'll do a bit of commentary, and it's so much easier to commentate in a team that's as powerful as the Springboks when they're doing so well. So, yeah, I've got a huge amount of excitement about the World Cup.
Okay, 2007, you led the South African team to the World Cup. Tell me, compared to then and now, how has the rugby game evolved or changed?
Look, I think it's certainly gotten faster. I mean, every year the guys get bigger and faster, and the game sort of moves in certain directions, and in terms of the way that the game is played. Yeah. I do think that the biggest change is it has gotten safer. We've seen the scrum change dramatically, so it's a safer game to play. We've seen obviously all the law changes around the tackle area and the penalising of dangerous play. So, but it's still at the end of the day a very physical game, and it's wonderful that we look after the guys from a head injury point of view, but fundamentally it's an impossible game to make 100% safe. That's why coaching and teaching kids from a young age is so important, is to keep them safe and help them enjoy the game. That's a physical one.
All in all, how excited are you for this year's World Cup?
Well, who wouldn't be excited? It's probably the most exciting World Cup ever leading into it. You don't, normally it's just Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and then you think, okay, fine, that's maybe England. But now it's sort of totally different. You've got Ireland, France, South Africa, and then we haven't even spoken about New Zealand, but those two northern hemispheres are rated 1 and 2. And the pool games are so interesting. Eventually, England and Australia will, I think, have an easier path through the qualifiers, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be our most difficult challenge, or our South Africans or the Springboks' most difficult challenge. But I'm excited because you don't know who's going to win.
No idea.
And that's the excitement of this World Cup.
Okay, no.
It takes heart and all the soul. A head stuck in the game. It takes every bone in your body, all the blood in your veins. And then more blood, and more sweat, more tears, all your hopes and your dreams. It takes conquering fears. It's late nights and weekends, 6 to 6s, 9 to 5s. It takes sacrifice and suffering, every moment of our lives. It takes kick after kick, being kicked when you're down. It takes fighting for hours for inches of ground. It takes every last line out, every last second spent. It takes absolute devotion. It takes 100%.
This May, choose brand new. Choose drama and deceit.
I'm very attracted to you. Oh. Would you be interested in having an affair?
Choose fights and fallouts.
I won, and that was right.
I brought the heat. I mean, I'm gonna destroy you.
Choose truth and discovery.
I miss her every day. I see her every day.
Choose fresh shows, series, and original entertainment. This May, choose brand new. Choose DSTV.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news. The French Open continuing in Paris. It's the second big major of the year being played on clay, and a very exciting tennis happening in the French capital. News from the men's draw is that number 3 seed Novak Djokovic is safely through to the third round. He won in 3 sets, and also the same for Andrei Rublev, the number 7 seed, and number 14 seed Cameron Norrie of Great Britain also through to the second or to the third round. Carlos Alcaraz, the number 1 seed of Spain, he played against Taro Daniel of Japan, and he beat him by 6-1, 3-6, 6-1 and 6-2 to also advance to the third round. And then number 5 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas also safely through. That was after the second seed Daniil Medvedev lost in the first round earlier in the week. In the women's side of the draw, it is one of the favorites of the French supporters there. It is the French woman Caroline Garcia. She's out of the tournament. She lost. She's number 5 seed, and she lost to Anna Blinkova of Russia. It was 3 tough sets. The score there was 4-6, 6-3 and 7-5 in favor of the Russian. Jessica Pegula of the USA also through to the third round. She had a walkover with her opponent withdrawing during the game. And then it is Sloane Stephens of the USA still having a good tournament. She beat Varvara Garsheva, and the score there was 6-2 and 6-1. And Iga Swiatek also through to the next round, the number 1 seed. Moving on to soccer news, and a big final that was played in Europe. It's the Europa League final, and it was Sevilla that beat the team of Roma, and that was on penalties after the game ended 1 goal all, and it was lots of drama. It was Sevilla that won their 7th title, but it was an ill-tempered game, and there was in all 13 yellow cards in the game. Also, another yellow card was given to Jose Mourinho. He's the coach of Roma. He was not happy with the coaches, and in the end also very unsportsmanlike. He did throw his silver medal into the crowd, the silver medal he received for finishing second in the tournament. It is uncertain what the future is for Jose Mourinho. He still has a contract with Roma till 2024. He's won 5 Europa League titles before, so he's very successful in that competition as well. But there's speculation that he might be joining Paris Saint-Germain, PSG in Paris. So that is all speculation. He will probably need to finish his contract with Roma still next year. And concluding international sports news today is golf news, and that is still the debate is going on about who should be selected for the Ryder Cup that happens later this year in September in Rome. The Ryder Cup is a men's team competition where Europe play against America, and America defending champions winning 2 years ago. The debate is built around the Live Golf Breakaway League, where players from Europe and America play in that league, and currently all those players are banned from the PGA and the European Tour. However, they're allowed to play in the majors, and it was Rory McIlroy, the world number 3, that said that he believes Brooks Koepka of the USA should be able to play in the Ryder Cup on merit because he won the PGA. He also said that he didn't feel the same way about the European players currently playing in the Live Golf Initiative, and that is because there's still a legal battle going on with 12 players that took the European Tour to court. One of the players currently playing on the Live Golf Tour Initiative is Hendrik Stenson. He was selected as team captain for Europe for this year's Ryder Cup, but he later stepped down when he received a lucrative offer to go and play on the Live Golf Breakaway League. The Ryder Cup will start on the 29th of September. That will be played in Rome. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. Sportwrap will be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. Goodbye.